Did you know that your cat's tail is one of the most sophisticated communication tools in the animal kingdom? It's like a secret language constantly sending signals about how they feel, from excitement to fear, curiosity to contentment. Decoding your cat's tail movements can unlock a deeper connection with them, revealing emotions and intentions that might otherwise remain hidden. Understanding this silent language will transform how you interact with your feline friend, creating a bond built on genuine comprehension rather than guesswork. When your cat holds its tail upright, it's like they're giving you the warmest welcome possible. This is one of the most common and easily recognizable tail positions, often signaling that your cat is confident, content, and in an exceptionally good mood. Cats use this position when greeting someone they trust completely, and you'll likely see it when you walk through the door after a long day and your cat approaches with their tail held high like a flag of friendship. What's fascinating is that this isn't just random behavior developed through domestication. A groundbreaking study conducted by feline behaviorist Cameron Beaumont in 1997 showed that cats are significantly more willing to approach a silhouette with an upright tail than one with a lowered tail. This research revealed something profound about feline psychology. An upright tail is a universal signal of friendliness in the feline world. It's your cat saying with absolute clarity, "Hey, I like you, let's hang out together." This tail position is also a beautiful leftover instinct from kittenhood that speaks to the deep emotional connections cats form. Kittens often raise their tails when greeting their mother, showing affection and seeking comfort in her presence. When your adult cat approaches you with a high tail, they're essentially treating you like family, demonstrating the same trust and affection they once showed their mother. If your cat approaches you with this welcoming gesture, it's the perfect time to reciprocate by offering affection, perhaps with some gentle petting or engaging playtime. It's their way of inviting interaction and saying with complete sincerity, "I feel safe and happy with you." When your cat wraps their tail around your leg or arm, it's like they're giving you the most tender feline hug imaginable. This gesture is all about love, trust, and profound comfort that goes beyond simple affection. Unlike dogs who may jump up enthusiastically to greet you or shower you with obvious displays of affection, cats are infinitely more subtle and meaningful in their expressions. Wrapping their tail around you is their sophisticated way of showing they feel completely relaxed and deeply bonded with you. This behavior isn't just reserved for their human companions either. Cats will often wrap their tails around other cats they are exceptionally close to, a behavior known as allorubbing in the world of feline behavior science. You'll see this especially in cats that live together and have formed an unbreakable bond over time. It's their version of holding hands or sharing an intimate embrace, a gesture that speaks volumes about their emotional connection. Some cats take this affectionate behavior even further, using the tip of their tail to gently stroke their human companions. One cat owner shared how their feline friend would sit beside them and use the last couple inches of her tail to gently pet their arm or leg, continuing this sweet gesture for 10 or 15 minutes at a time. This remarkable behavior demonstrates just how deeply cats can express their love when they feel completely secure and bonded with their human family. When your cat wraps their tail around you, you can take it as the highest compliment possible. It means they see you as part of their inner circle, their chosen family. In essence, it's a sign of friendship and trust that extends far beyond simple companionship, representing a bond that cats reserve only for those they consider truly special. Now let's explore a more unusual but incredibly important tail behavior that often leaves cat owners puzzled, the quivering tail. This is where your cat's tail stands completely erect but vibrates in a rapid, almost trembling motion that's unmistakable once you know what to look for. It's often a sign of intense excitement, and you may notice this delightful behavior when you're about to feed them or when you come home after being away for an extended period. The quivering tail is essentially your cat's way of saying with overwhelming enthusiasm, "I'm so incredibly excited to see you." Many cat owners describe this as one of the most endearing behaviors their cats display. The tail quiver is quite possibly the cutest tail action because it represents pure, unfiltered joy. Your cat will approach you with their tail held high in the air, and the tip will perform this charming little quivering movement, similar to how a rattlesnake shakes their tail, but infinitely more adorable and welcoming. However, here's where feline communication becomes more complex and interesting. That same quiver can also signal something entirely different, territory marking. If your cat backs up against a vertical surface while their tail is quivering, they're likely marking their territory with urine, leaving their scent as a message for other cats. While both male and female cats engage in this behavior, unneutered males are particularly prone to it, especially during mating seasons. According to extensive studies on feline behavior, this marking behavior serves as a sophisticated communication system, allowing cats to signal their presence to other cats in the area. So if you see your cat quivering their tail and backing up toward a wall or furniture, they might be doing more than just expressing happiness. They might be leaving a complex scent message that tells other cats about their territory, their reproductive status, and their individual identity. We've all witnessed this dramatic transformation, a cat's tail suddenly puffing up like a bottle brush, creating an impressive display that can be quite startling to observe. Contrary to popular belief and common misconceptions, this isn't primarily a sign of aggression. It's quite the opposite, and understanding this distinction is crucial for properly interpreting your cat's emotional state. When your cat's tail puffs up dramatically, it's usually because they're startled, frightened, or feeling genuinely threatened by something in their environment. This is a purely defensive behavior designed to make them appear significantly larger and more intimidating to whatever they perceive as a potential threat. This instinctive reaction can be traced back millions of years to their wild ancestors, where appearing larger could literally mean the difference between life and death in dangerous situations. A puffed-up tail combined with an arched back creates an impressive silhouette that makes your cat appear more formidable to potential predators or rivals. This ancient survival mechanism is so deeply ingrained that even our pampered house cats automatically resort to it when they feel unsafe or uncertain about their surroundings. Interestingly, research shows that this dramatic behavior isn't only triggered by immediate physical danger. It can also be activated by unfamiliar surroundings, sudden loud noises, unexpected movements, or even strong unfamiliar scents. Some cats will puff up their tails during particularly intense play sessions when their excitement reaches peak levels, though this is less common than fear-based puffing. The next time you see your cat transform into what looks like a furry porcupine, remember that they're likely reacting to something unexpected or threatening in their environment. The best thing you can do in these situations is give them plenty of space to calm down naturally and let them approach you when they feel safe and secure again. Forcing interaction when a cat is in this defensive state will only increase their stress and potentially lead to defensive behaviors. When a cat holds its tail low or tucks it protectively between its legs, it's sending a crystal-clear signal that they're feeling anxious, afraid, or deeply uncomfortable about something in their immediate environment. This is an extremely vulnerable position for any cat, and it usually indicates that something specific is making them feel unsafe or overwhelmed by circumstances beyond their control. According to renowned animal behaviorist Dr. John Bradshaw, this particular tail posture most commonly occurs when a cat feels cornered, overwhelmed, or trapped in a situation they cannot easily escape. If you notice this behavior in your cat, it's absolutely essential to carefully assess their environment and identify potential stressors. Is there a loud noise that's frightening them? Another pet that's making them uncomfortable? An unfamiliar person or scent that's causing anxiety? A tail tucked firmly under the body indicates submission, nervousness, and a desperate desire to appear as small and non-threatening as possible. Your best response in this delicate situation is to give your cat plenty of space and ensure they have access to a safe, quiet place where they can retreat and feel secure. This might be their favorite hiding spot, a cozy bed in a quiet room, or even a high perch where they can observe their surroundings while feeling protected. Over time, as the stressful situation resolves, or your cat becomes more comfortable with their environment, their tail will gradually return to a more neutral, relaxed position. Patience is absolutely key during these moments, as forcing interaction or trying to comfort an anxious cat can sometimes increase their stress levels rather than providing the reassurance you intend to offer. When your cat's tail tip twitches in quick, precise movements, it's like they've switched into high alert mode, becoming intensely focused on something that has captured their complete attention. This fascinating behavior can occur when they're stalking prey, even if that prey is simply a favorite toy, or when they're concentrating intensely on something that has piqued their curiosity. This subtle tail twitching is often accompanied by other telltale body language cues that reveal your cat's mental state: focused, unblinking eyes that seem to bore into their target, perked up ears that swivel to catch the slightest sound, and a body posture that suggests they're ready to spring into action at any moment. According to feline behaviorists who have studied hunting behavior extensively, this is a clear sign that your cat has entered what they call hunting mode, where their entire body and mind are laser-focused and preparing for potential action. However, this same twitching motion can also indicate something completely different: mild irritation or growing frustration with their current situation. Context is absolutely everything when interpreting this behavior. If your cat isn't actively stalking anything visible, that rhythmic twitching might be their way of expressing annoyance or impatience. This is particularly important to recognize during petting sessions with your feline friend. If you're stroking your cat and you notice their tail tip beginning to twitch in sharp, jerky movements, it's probably their polite way of saying, "I've had enough physical contact for now, please give me some space." Ignoring this subtle warning signal and continuing to pet them could lead to more obvious signs of irritation, such as swatting, hissing, or even a defensive bite. A slow, rhythmic tail swing from side to side usually indicates that your cat is deeply concentrating on something that has captured their complete attention and focus. This mesmerizing movement is most commonly observed when they're carefully observing a potential target, such as a bird outside the window, an insect crawling across the floor, or even a toy that's caught their interest, and they're mentally preparing to pounce with precision timing. This distinctive tail movement is a hallmark characteristic of a cat in serious hunting mode, but it can also signal intense curiosity about something they're observing from a distance. They might be watching something intently, carefully sizing it up and analyzing whether it's worth investigating further or if it poses any potential threat or opportunity. When you observe this behavior, it's generally best not to interrupt your cat's concentration. They are fully engaged in whatever has captured their attention, and their mind is working through complex calculations about distance, timing, and strategy. This kind of mental stimulation is incredibly important for your cat's psychological well-being, as it allows them to exercise their natural hunting instincts even in a safe, domestic environment. If you've ever witnessed your cat's tail thumping loudly against the floor or rapidly whipping back and forth with obvious force, it's crucial not to mistake this behavior for the happy tail wagging you might see in dogs. This is absolutely not the feline equivalent of a dog's enthusiastic tail wagging, and misinterpreting this signal could lead to an unpleasant encounter with an increasingly agitated cat. When a cat's tail starts thumping with obvious force and rhythm, they are typically feeling irritated, frustrated, or genuinely agitated about something in their environment or situation. This behavior often serves as a final warning before they resort to more defensive actions, like hissing, swatting with their claws, or even biting if they feel sufficiently threatened or annoyed. According to animal behavior experts who specialize in feline psychology, a rapidly moving, forceful tail is one of the strongest indicators that your cat is agitated and is essentially warning you to back off and give them space immediately. Whether this agitation stems from overstimulation during petting sessions, frustration during play that's become too intense, or annoyance with something else in their environment, it's a signal you absolutely shouldn't ignore. You'll often observe this tail thumping paired with other unmistakable body language signs that reinforce the message: flattened ears pressed against their head, dilated pupils that make their eyes appear larger and more intense, or a stiffened body posture that suggests they're ready to defend themselves if necessary. These are crystal clear signals that your cat needs immediate space and that continuing to engage with them could potentially lead to aggressive defensive behavior. What makes this behavior particularly interesting from an evolutionary perspective is that it has deep roots in your cat's wild ancestry. In natural settings, cats would use similar forceful tail motions to express displeasure or warn off potential threats, competitors, or predators. Even though our domesticated cats are far removed from their wild cousins and live in the safety and comfort of our homes, those ancient instincts remain very much intact and continue to influence their behavior and communication patterns. Have you ever noticed your cat's tail curling gracefully at the top, forming a distinctive shape that looks remarkably like a question mark? This tail posture is one of the most charming and endearing signals your cat can display, and it carries a wonderfully positive message about their current emotional state and intentions. When their tail forms this distinct, elegant curve, it's a clear and unmistakable sign that they are feeling friendly, curious, and completely open to interaction with you or others in their environment. It's as if their tail is literally asking the question, "What's going on here? Can we interact and have some fun together?" This delightful posture perfectly captures the inquisitive nature that makes cats such fascinating companions. Cats often display this question-mark tail when they're in a relaxed but naturally inquisitive mood, exploring their environment with confidence and curiosity, or approaching you with friendly intentions after a peaceful nap. You might spot this charming tail position when your cat is leisurely strolling around the house, investigating a new object that's appeared in their territory, or even greeting you with obvious pleasure after you've been away. This particular tail position represents the perfect balance between confidence and curiosity, showing that your cat feels secure enough in their environment to explore and engage, while also being genuinely interested in what's happening around them. It's an invitation to interaction that's hard to resist and represents one of the most positive and welcoming signals in the entire feline communication repertoire. By learning to read and properly interpret these subtle but meaningful tail movements, you'll not only dramatically improve your understanding of your cat's complex emotional landscape but also deepen the special bond you share with your feline companion. Every tail position, every subtle movement, every change in posture is your cat's way of communicating their feelings, needs, and desires to you in their own sophisticated language. Understanding this silent communication system allows you to respond appropriately to your cat's emotional state, whether they're seeking affection and interaction, asking for space and solitude, or simply sharing their excitement about something in their environment. This knowledge transforms you from someone who simply lives with a cat into someone who truly understands and communicates with their feline friend on a deeper, more meaningful level. The beauty of feline communication lies in its subtlety and complexity. Unlike dogs, who tend to be more obvious and direct in their emotional expressions, cats have developed an intricate system of body language that rewards careful observation and patient learning. Once you become fluent in reading these signals, you'll find that your relationship with your cat becomes richer, more satisfying, and built on genuine mutual understanding rather than guesswork and assumptions. Remember that every cat is an individual with their own personality quirks and communication style. While these general guidelines provide an excellent foundation for understanding feline tail language, spending time observing your specific cat's unique behaviors and patterns will give you even deeper insights into their particular way of expressing themselves. This comprehensive guide to decoding your cat's tail language represents just the beginning of a journey toward deeper understanding and connection with your feline friend. The more attention you pay to these subtle signals, the more you'll discover about the rich emotional life of your cat and the sophisticated ways they choose to share their feelings with those they trust and love. If you found this exploration of feline communication helpful and enlightening, please subscribe to our channel and share this video with fellow cat lovers who would benefit from understanding their feline friends better. Together, we can build a community of cat owners who truly understand and appreciate the remarkable complexity and beauty of feline communication.